What's going on, everybody? This is Ross of the Misfit Effect. And of course, you're listening. I'm sorry, I messed that all up. I'm gonna keep on going though. But of course, I'm joined with my wonderful, beautiful, spectacular, obviously fantastic co-host, the beautiful Miss Sarah Lace.
Hey, so happy New Year's, everyone. We This year we are starting it off right. I honestly don't remember how we started last year, but this year we have a beautiful, gorgeous MILF that I want to introduce to you today. This is my first time meeting her, so I think this conversation will be really, really fun. It will be like a lovely introduction to Mindy Mink.
Hello, hello, everyone. Thanks for
So
having me.
beautiful. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know who you are, what it is that you do, and just overall more about you.
Well, gosh, how much time do we have? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Um,
no, you can, we have all this time for you.
I know,
You
I
say
know.
all you if you want to go on a 15-minute tirade, we will
Mhm,
sit back, grab our nuggies and sit back and
mhm.
listen. You got
Oh,
your nuggies, Sarah? Let's eat our nuggies and listen
Oh, I
in.
want some nuggies now.
yeah. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on your show. I appreciate it. And wow, where do I begin? Well, I'm Mindy Mink. I am 56 years young, just turned 56 in December. So I
Happy belated or birthday.
Mhm. Happy belated birthday.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
I didn't hear that part. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and I started in adult content about 12 years ago as a webcam model. I was 44 at the time, and basically was just in a situation where I needed to earn some money, and my full-time job went away, and I was only part-time and single mom, struggling, and decided that this was a good avenue. My boyfriend at the time, now my husband, thought I would make a great webcam model. I didn't even know what that was. He had to pull up a few sites. I checked it out. I've always been a very sexual creature, and I thought, I think I can do this. In fact, I know I can do this. So, boom, a week later, I was set up and started webcamming and just really kind of fell into it nicely. I had, I think because of my age at the time, that really helped me because there weren't probably as many women in my age group doing it. The stepmom thing is a very popular genre, as I'm sure you both know, and so it was just in a good spot there with my age and everything. So started doing that for about a year and a half, and I actually went full time with it after 3 months. I quit the part time job and said, "Yeah, I'm going to do this instead." This was a lot more fun. I got to work from home. I didn't have to drive an hour and a half one way to commute to work. So
Yeah.
it just was the right time for me and did really well. Did really well, built up a nice fan base. And then it was about a year and a half. Well, it was just a little over a year later. I decided I was wanting to kind of take it up a notch, and I've always been bisexual. So the idea of filming with beautiful women was right up my alley. And so I went to the AVN event in Vegas, as everybody knows. And I was kind of talking to a couple of people that were kind of, like we're in the industry. Prince Shua was actually who I met from doing some kind of solo filming,
Mhm.
someone he knew. And he told me, based on getting to know me, I went to his studio to do my very first kind of professional scenes, solo.
Mhm.
He told me that I should definitely talk to Girlfriends Films.
In Shy or in the West Coast? Was it in Chicago? Was it in Chicago or the West Coast?
No, it was in LA.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even know he had a studio in Chicago. So
I
I,
know, if I remember correctly, I know he's in Chicago a lot, but
oh, okay.
it was just
Yeah.
like random.
Yeah. Super great guy. I just really appreciated, getting to talk to him and him giving me kind of that little nudge hint. Hey, when you go to AVN, find the Girlfriends Films booth and talk to them. I think based on who you are, because he had seen how I was filming and everything,
Mhm.
I think that you would be a perfect fit for them. So I did. That's what I did. And, it was only a couple weeks later that I was in Vegas going to the AVN and walking around and checking out all the booths and wow, this is cool. And saw
Mhm.
Girlsway Films and went up and chatted with the owner who created the company, Dan O'Connell. Had a nice conversation with them, and he asked me kind of some questions, and I think he really liked the fact that I was older, and I think he really liked the fact that I was really bisexual. I'd been in a 4-year lesbian relationship at one point in my life, and so I think he knew that I really, really liked women.
Mhm.
And so, gosh, I think that was January, so it was June of that year, which I believe was 2015, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it was 2015. It's hard to remember, right?
Mhm.
Um,
The years go by.
it does. It goes by fast. And they had me out, and I filmed a couple scenes. My first scene was with Carter Cruz. She was one of the new starlets at the
Mhm.
time, doing really well. So he paired me with her and did the scene. And honestly, it was like an out of body experience because
Mhm.
I I just remember like hovering over the bed and looking and watching myself do this and thinking, wow, this is what I'm doing now.
Right? It is so
Really,
surreal.
it really was surreal. Yeah. And then I did a second scene, and then about 3 weeks later, they called me and said well, he told me that day, and the next day when I filmed the second scene, how great, it was. And
Mhm.
I got a call 3 weeks later, and they asked if I would come back, and I said I'd love to come back, and they offered me an exclusive contract to be
Well,
their
that's what's
contract
up.
star. So
Okay.
that was pretty cool. I mean, I went from kind of a no-name webcam model to
Mhm.
boom, you are Girlfriends Films contract star, and I was actually, if I remember correctly, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think I was the last contract star that they ever had.
Mhm.
Princess was their contract star at the same time that I was, and she stayed their contract star even after I became out of the contract. But anyways, it was quite a big deal, and it really put me on the map in the adult industry because now people all over the world were seeing me, and it just kind of grew from there. I stayed a contract star for them for a full year and a half, about a year and a half. And then we just kind of had the agreement that, okay, I think we've kind of run its course. I was ready to, explore other production companies and things like that. And so we just I still filmed for them over the years, but then I was open to filming with Girlsway and Sweetheart and, all the other great, companies, reality
Mhm.
movies and, Team Ski, all of them, right? Diet, all of
Yeah.
them. So it just really was, quite a fun journey, really, for me. And I met so many wonderful people, not only just the women and the girls that I worked with, but the producers, the directors, the crew, the makeup artists. I mean, I was really taken back by how wonderful everybody was. I didn't have any negative experiences. I only seemed to have, wonderful experiences, and everybody was super cool. And what I loved most was that the women were just so into each other and complimentary,
Mhm.
supportive and encouraging and all of that. Because in the real world, you don't find that very often. Girls are jealous and catty and
Mhm.
behind your back and things like that. So it was really, really it was just such a blessing to be able to be a part of that and feel that. So I stayed in the production work all the way until 2018. I ended with being Girlsway Girl of the Month for July 2018.
Mhm.
Those were the last production scenes that I filmed, and then I kind of took a break for a while. I kind of got to that point where I took a break,
Mhm.
and didn't come back, kind of come back into it until January of 2020. And I
Okay.
Okay.
still have not done any production work. I've done everything just myself. I still film Go Girl, but it's all
Mhm.
self-produced. And I have my OnlyFans and loyal fans and
Mhm.
all the different great clip stores and all that good stuff. So I'm very, very busy. I'm actually, I think, to some degree busier now than I was back when I was doing the production work.
Yeah.
you know?
Absolutely. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, when you're creating your own production, it's like there's so many more steps involved as
Absolutely.
opposed to just being the talent, showing up, getting your makeup done, running through the lines, running through the photo sets, and then filming. At
Right.
this point, you actually have additional stuff. You have to find the talent. And then even after that, you have to worry about editing, scheduling, marketing, all of that stuff.
All of that. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a whole different aspect to the adult industry. But I love, not to sound whatever, but I like the control of it,
Mhm.
being able to decide, when I want to film, who I'm going to film with, all of that. I like that. I like that I can just free flow,
Mhm.
however I want to do things. So I do everything from girl to solo to a ton of taboo stepmom stuff, a ton. Because that's really the niche that I got put in. I mean, literally day one of webcamming, the first person that clicked the button, I got into the room and they said, will you be my stepmom? And I was like, what? I didn't even understand what I was like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, I
I
love that role play.
Yeah, the role play is
Absolutely.
huge. Yeah. And then obviously with the girl, I was always cast as the stepmom for the most part, and so I've made a good living being a very naughty.
Very gorgeous
Oh,
stepmom.
thank you, stepmom. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm, known as the Queen of Teas. I got kind of coined that back when I was doing production work because I'm all about the buildup and I'm all about the teas. So
Ooh, okay.
And we
I like to
appreciate,
take things slow.
I'm gonna say this, and this is from someone who likes build up. I appreciate you for that. I haven't since my first time speaking to you also, but I love like I've always said this. I love the build up because for me it's like if it's just y'all just the people just go at it. I need to know. I need to know why you're there.
Yeah.
I need that little like if I'm watching a porno, I need that little build up to say,
Hmm.
okay, this is what we're doing. This is why we're here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Enjoy this. I can sit back, have a show, grab my Jergens, and then enjoy what I'm about to watch. You know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, some of my scenes with the production companies are an hour long or more. I have a couple scenes that are more than an hour long, which is pretty much unheard of. They're usually what, 35, maybe 40
Yeah.
tops,
Mhm.
But that's just naturally who I am.
Mhm.
Slow, sensual, and build up my partner as well as myself because it's building me up too. You know,
Absolutely.
and I just love all the caressing and all the hair playing and
Mhm.
just taking it nice and slow, like I said, and just really enjoying that woman in front of you, and
Mhm.
so I'm glad that you appreciate
Like
the
and like my camera's not on right now, so she can't see. But the thing is, like people don't understand. Like from, and I've told people this before, and they don't get it. I'm like that build up. It brings you into the room so much because like yeah, some people just want to get a nut off really quick and
right.
watch that and that's that's your that's their preference whatever. For me I need to like get into the scene. I need to like if I'm being like a viewer, if it's two girls whatever, like I'm pretending like I'm in the room. I'm a cuckold, it's so to speak. So I'm sitting there in the room whatever if it's a scene that I'm brought into, because if I'm not brought into the scene, I'm not going to enjoy it as much, you
Hmm.
know? And that's why I love, scenes like you do. Like it just brings you in, you feel that you're a part, like you're not a part of it, but you feel like you are a part of it. And like it makes it so much more enjoyable in like in ways people don't understand for people like me who love that because it's so sexual, it's so sensual, and it shows the participants are having a great time because it's such a sexy experience.
Right. I
So
actually had a couple of fans when I was the contract star for Girlfriends. I was
Mhm.
always on the forum and reading what people were saying and chiming in and things like that. And there was a few fans that I mean, I have no reason not to believe them, but they said that they loved watching the scene all the way up until the actual sex, and then they didn't even watch it. They just liked everything leading up to that part. And I was like, really? You didn't continue and watch the rest? I'm like, no.
I'm gonna tell you
My
this.
enjoyment is the story, the
Mhm.
of the dialogue scenes, and then the first part of the bedroom scene or whatever. It's
Yeah.
I'm
which
gonna
I
tell you
found
this.
fascinating. Like,
I'm gonna
wow,
tell you.
somebody actually stopped it.
I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
tell you this. So I'm gonna get judged here by everybody. I've done that too.
really.
Yeah, because there's some scenes that I really want to watch, and there's some scenes that I just want to know why.
Mm,
Because I was like, I'm dead serious. I'm really big on why are y'all two having sex? Like, what got you here?
yeah.
Like, if like let's say Mindy is the faculty instructor at this elite college, and this child over here is about to is like it's her sophomore year, and she's failing out, and y'all go through the entire process of trying to figure out what to do, like to get her in school, and then y'all are like, well, you can do this for him, and like and it goes into it like either she's teasing you or you teasing her in order to get to the scene, whatever. It's like, okay, this is enjoyable. And like for someone like like me who grew up and watching like Emmanuel and stuff
Mm,
like that, even though that's softcore or whatever, it still has nudity and sex, whatever. It's a storyline to it. Like it's something that builds you in. And sometimes you're not even interested in the sex, but that storyline is such a good thing. But like there's people who watch, musicals and fast forward the music. It's the exact same premise because you're not interested in the singing, you're just interested in the story. And like
right.
sometimes I already bust a nut watching something else. And then excuse my French, everybody. We're adults here. But I've already like came already, so I'm like saying, okay, what else is on like said website that I might want to watch later? And I just say, okay, this is blah blah blah. This is Mindy and uh and blah blah. I'm like, okay, let's sit back and watch this storyline. And you just sit back, lean back, and just enjoy the story. And
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good this, and I did this for years. Like
Mhm.
I hate Gonzo. I really, really hate Gonzo.
Yeah, it's not
You
my
know.
favorite thing either by any stretch of the means. Yeah, I'm all about the story and the build up. I think you should check out one of my newest Girl releases. I released it on my birthday on December 4th when I turned
Mhm.
56. And it's with a new girl named Mia Simone. She basically the video is the basically the true story of how we met. And
Ooh.
so
Ooh.
I really think that you should check that out. Loyal Fans has a great video store. They're my favorite platform as far as video stores. So check that one out on my Loyal Fans page. And it, like I said, it's December 4th, 2024, with me and Mia Simone. So I think you'll really, really like that story. And it was a fan of mine who
Mhm.
paid for the custom to be made. And he just kind of, through conversation, learned about her through me and loved the story of
Mhm.
how we met and how we got to the point where we are now. And so we basically just recreated that. And, he paid for, I think, a 20 or 25-minute scene, and it's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay,
good
y'all.
story. Yeah.
It's an exercise. Okay.
You see that? You're watching the trailer
Yeah,
or something?
I went to your page and looked at the
Yeah, there
thing.
we go. Yeah. So
He couldn't wait.
he
No,
could
because
went away. Like,
we're talking about it. I'm interested, and since we're like I'm not on camera, I could look at it really quick,
that's
and
true. Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
and I look at it, and the first thing I see it's her laying on bed watching a video, and then they're exercising. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I like exercise scenes too because it's not because depending on how much you do, you might get a little sweaty, so it's more how can I phrase this? Like, your makeup might run a little bit, so it's more you.
Hmm. Hmm.
And yeah, it's like that, so
Yeah.
yeah. I love stuff like people don't understand how much I love stuff like that because I know whenever I record this one over here, like I tell her I need a good story even for me to record it to really
Mhm.
like get into it.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I
Yeah.
feel I come up with good like ideas, but sometimes it's like I need a little extra help to figure out like that storyline, how I want it to go, you know? Because
Right.
sometimes it's like depending how horny I am, I'm just like, okay, I want to film with her and we're gonna do it in this room and in this outfit but now I need something to how do I get to that, you know? Be like, Rasta, can you help me find like a reason why we're doing this?
Right. I mean, I'm fortunate because I have a lot of fans. Well, let me put it this way. If you were to look on my clip stores, I would say 90% of those videos are from paid customs.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have to usually come up with too much on my own.
Mhm.
So very, very fortunate in that respect. But I've got some ideas and things that I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna eventually move into being the person behind the camera, coming up with the stories and doing the filming and all that. Because I really enjoy that aspect of what I do as well. And so as I gracefully get older and older, I think I will transition into, more of that. And so I kind of look forward to that. Not that I'm in a rush or anything, but yeah, I've got some ideas, and story ideas and things like that.
See, that would be amazing because it's like you wouldn't have to focus on as much on the acting and you can really focus on that plot, you know, and on how you want the video to actually be filmed, you know. Like
And
you
I
focus all
enjoy the
on the
acting.
story.
I mean, I think the acting part of what I do is just as enjoyable as
Mhm.
the sex because I actually wanted to be an actress. I went in high school, I was in the drama club and all that stuff, and then just things just didn't go the way I expected. But I really enjoy the acting part of it. And so,
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's been a fun ride, being able to act and create all these really interesting custom videos that I do. A lot of kinky ideas out there, and I've only said no to a few things, but I've pretty much done. I mean, I've done it all. I've done a lot, and as far as kinks and fetishes and things like that. Some people pay for exclusive content because well, that can't go out there, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
there's some crazy stories in fact, the one I filmed today before meeting with you uh,
Crazy. So
is
let
a
me ask a
very
question.
interesting
What
story. So,
is your favorite custom you shot in that capacity?
what's my favorite one?
Custom? The favorite custom that you shot?
Oh, I don't even know if I have a favorite of everything. Oh gosh, you're asking me. That's a hard question. That's a really hard question.
You don't have one favorite storyline that you really, really enjoyed?
There's been so many good ones. That's really a tough question. I mean, I love filming the girl for obvious
Mhm.
reasons, but
Mhm.
so I mean, it would definitely, I mean, honestly, that's a hard question. And I've worked with a lot of wonderful, younger women and women, I'm usually always the oldest, which is fine. But I mean, I've worked with a lot of mature women too, or women in my age group. And wow, I don't know. I can't say there's actually a one favorite,
Mhm.
but I love filming I'll put it to you that way. But I enjoy the solo stuff too. I do mostly like the virtual point of view sex. So
Yeah.
the way my husband films, like he's at the point of view person and I'm doing the virtual sex or the blow job. Sometimes I'll use a dildo or I have a torso man toy that I use, but a lot of it is just virtual because the fans, that's what they email me or message me about on the different platforms and say, I want, you to be in the, do these positions, this storyline. And they want to feel like it's them right there underneath me
Mhm.
or above me or whatever, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I don't know, but to pick just one favorite, that's I can't even answer that question. I'm so sorry.
No, 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 it's okay because like there are certain people who say like, you know what, Raw, I did this scene back in 2019.
Yeah.
Like it was just magical. It was just like the water, like it was seen in water, and the water was just glistening all over my body, and like
Right.
the girl was just so fantastic. Like she was licking the drop. I'm making all this up right now, but
Sort of making it up. Yeah, I get
no, this is off the
Off
off
the
the
top of
brain.
his head,
Yeah.
right off the top of
I'm
his
like,
head.
no, I'm the like literally when people record with me and I just give them storylines. Like, so this
Mhm.
is this is what's going on. This is how it's gonna and it just it brings me in more because like I always say when I'm recording people, like I freeze because
Mhm.
like I'm thinking of whatever and I always call it my buffering stage. Because it's just like I literally just freeze and I'm just thinking and I'm just like you ever see that meme where all that math stuff is going like past the screen someone's just thinking that's what goes on in my brain whenever I'm trying to think of a good scenario depending on where we are in any
Mhm.
given situation. So which goes back to like my love for storylines. Um, so yeah, no, because and plus I only watch Girl Girl, and I usually only record Girl Girl.
Oh, I didn't
So
know that.
because of that, it's and I always say because for me, I don't like looking at another man's dick or yeah,
Right.
and like and I mean like no disrespect because like like I know I'm like it is. It's not because like I feel inferior, but it's like there's some people I know I'm bigger than. There's some people that I know I'm not, and it's like if you're I can't make you do that if that what you need for have you do that because that ain't me. So, but if it's something that's closer to me, I'm like okay, I can make you do that. So.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, it's a measuring contest, and yeah, I can't measure up to everybody in this industry. So that's
Well,
why
I'm very happy that
Yeah.
you love Girl Girl because there's a lot of guys that don't.
I
So
Yeah.
I
A
appreciative
lot
of
of
you.
them would just scroll past that and be like, all right, where's the boy girl? Where's this? Where's that? You're just like,
I think the last
but I
time
want
I
this
watched,
right now.
I think the last time I watched a boy girl and actually enjoyed it
Mhm.
was maybe 2009.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh
Wow.
nine,
That's
and
been a
yeah,
while.
I mean, because like, and I want to say it was probably because one performer that I watched growing up, I really enjoyed,
Mhm.
and they were retiring. And it was around the time that I entered the industry
Mhm.
because I started doing industry in '08. So like I met them right before they retired. And I don't know if you had this like that little quick, fanboy situation. And it's like, oh, okay, I met blah blah. Yay! And nostalgic gone. Okay, now who can I watch now? And then I said, you know what? I'm only gonna watch Girl Girl because it's the only thing that gets me excited now.
Aw.
So
Yay for Girl Girl.
I love Girl Girl. Like I have and I don't want to say much with like the ones I used to be subscribed to or ones that, because like I literally can't watch a lot of my friends, because it feels weird.
Right, I can understand
Because
that. Yeah.
I always look like it's I cannot jack off to Sarah. It's like I love her. Like I've recorded her maybe
Right.
multiple times, but it's kind of like if I'm recording like it's like okay, I've I've spoken to her brother before. That's too deep in the family now. I know too
Yeah.
I know too much.
Exactly.
Not to bring your family into this era, but you know what I mean. But
Yeah, no,
yeah.
for real. Like at this point, we're practically family. Like he knows like very personal things of me. So it's like
Yeah,
we
so
see each
but
other in a different way.
so
Yeah.
I have to watch girls that I don't know. Like, oh, blah blah did the singer blah blah. Now I have to add since I know Mindy not, but I don't know her as well. I can still watch Mindy. I can say, okay, I can, watch this exercise scene that that came out on her
Yes,
birthday scene.
please do.
I can
And message me and let me know some feedback on that video. I'd love to get your feedback, especially with what you do in the industry. So I'd be curious to see what you have to say about it.
yeah,
Ooh,
I just
absolutely.
always feel that. Because people always want to see, that traditional, yes, we are a guy and a girl having sex, and we're gonna do the same 4 or 5 moves in this scene, whatever. And when two girls are experiencing each other, like, and if they're really into girls, whatever, and they are not gay for pay or just doing it for for a custom, whatever, and they really enjoy being the same with girls, whatever, it adds so much more to it because there's so many different things that y'all are able to do because you know what your body likes.
Hmm.
And like most of the time, I won't say all the time, but most of the time, if you're doing to someone else what you know your body likes, they really enjoy it
Yeah.
compared
Mhm.
to you're doing it to a different gender because not everybody, likes the same thing as far as you know, a girl doing something to a male,
Mhm.
just yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely a very sexy connection and chemistry between two girls. And for me, what I've experienced, and you'll have to chime in on this, Sarah, but I can always tell if a girl is really into a girl or not based on the kissing.
Yes,
So if this girl
absolutely.
that I'm working with or paired with or whatever isn't really wanting to kiss and make out, I know for sure they're just there to get the money. They're not
Mhm.
really enjoying it, and that's how I can always tell. So if the kissing's good, I'm like, yeah, she's really into women. I like that, of course.
That is so true. Because the thing is, even if they're inexperienced and don't know much about kissing or anything, they will still put that passion into it when they're into you. You know,
Right,
so you'll
right.
still feel it, even if it's a little sloppier than you're used to. Like you can still feel that passion right there.
Yeah. And you can tell they're eager and want
Mhm.
to be with you through the kissing. You really can.
Mhm.
They kind of avoid a lot of kissing. They just do kind of little, kind of, because in my opinion, and this is just the way I've always seen it, it kind of goes back to that movie. I can't think of the name of it. Pretty Woman.
Mhm.
Kissing is like the most intimate thing in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, because you're face to face, you're looking at each other, you're so close. For me, that's even more intimate than licking someone's pussy,
yeah, that is very true.
you know?
Especially considering how you have to be like very close to them, chest to chest, face to face,
Yeah.
in order to kiss. You
Yes.
know,
Yeah.
whereas
I
you can eat someone out and not even look at them. You
Exactly.
can be fucking for all you know.
Yeah. You're just kind of
there are
going through the motions.
there are so many scenes that I've seen where like a girl, one of the ladies give that ever so slightly stink face, and it takes me completely out of the scene.
Yeah.
And you can it's like, oh my God, like y'all are two beautiful people. And I understand that people want, more just want the money or whatever. And I get that. I understand it completely. But there's something about just someone who's really into it because they don't give that little ever so slightly stink face.
Hmm.
Like it's like I'm kissing you, but get the F away from me.
Yeah. All
And it's
right.
like,
For real.
but I
See,
can see it.
times like that, I will actually gravitate from watching like regular porn to watching cartoon stuff because at that point I don't see there, there's no micro cues and anything like that. So I'm just like, if I find a video where I'm just like, ooh, I saw that stink face, I'll be like, all right, cartoon porn it is. That's
Mm-hmm.
like some
or
complete fantasy.
or you can see that ever so slightly timekeeping. Because there's some people that
Yeah.
do that 4 or 5 scene rotation
Hmm.
for whatever for like 4 or 5 minutes, and like some people can keep time without even thinking about it, but you can
Mm-hmm.
there's sometimes like there's certain scenes that I've watched whatever that you can see the person is keeping time and
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want to be there. And like they don't make the think face, but you can see like their eyes is counting the minutes, and
Hmm.
that takes me out of it. Like I'm really into the visual of everything, and like yeah, and little things like that takes me out. Like I will still like depending on the storyline, sit back and watch it a little bit, but I
Hmm.
won't I won't be able to you know release myself to your scene anymore because you've taken me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
especially if you're talking throughout the like if the story is continuing in the middle of the sex and it's more of conversations of things that's going on like in the middle,
Hmm.
that is important too, especially if the person is not into it because it seems like you're rushing through it again if you're not into it. So I don't know, it's just
Yeah. Do you have a production company that does girl that you've tend to kind of been more gravitated towards?
I watch a lot of Girls Way. Like I'm not gonna lie, I probably have clocked the most hours in my life on Girls Way.
On Girls Way?
On
Yeah.
Girls Way. Like there's Girls Way. I mean I've watched stuff like it was this one Haze Her. I used to love Haze Her. Because it was a storyline. And I know some of those girls aren't into girls, but like some of the early ones of Girls Way I really enjoyed because one, they were all like the majority of them were new or amateur, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, I didn't know anybody, so I didn't have any personal connection to anybody. But also, it's a storyline in the middle of everything that's going on, and like because like I want to say like I'm into masochism, so like they're getting yelled at, and so it gets me more into it. So I used to love that side a lot more, but now it's like it's really watered down and a lot of people aren't into you can see it that they're not into working with another girl, so
Mm-hmm.
it takes me out. But Girls Way, I've watched so many hours of Girls
You have a
Way. Like
subscription to Girls Way?
it just expired,
Mhm.
um and I mean I let a lot of stuff expire like throughout um like in December, just so like to see if I can continue on with certain sites, whatever. Only because like for me it's like I don't I don't watch too much of it
Hmm.
because like I'm doing other stuff, and then because I've worked in it for so long, I don't want to get too desensitized from watching certain things. And because I recorded too, it's like it's an abundant like literally last night where I was at, people were talking about working together. And it was like, hey Ron, can you record this? Like, yeah. And it's like and she can tell you like
Hmm.
even when I record people, like I control my mindset when I'm recording because I've only ever gotten like erect from watching one scene that I recorded.
Hmm.
Like girl scene. Like other two times I ever did it, whatever was a photo shoot. But only one time, and I'm like, out of the 16 years I've recorded it. So
That's
that's where
funny
my
you say
mind.
that because my husband, who's done all my filming all these years, whether it's Girl or Solo or whatever,
Hmm.
um, his friends always say, "Oh, dude, you're so lucky. You know, you get to watch your wife and these women, and I bet you're so bonered up." And he goes, "No, you don't understand. I am focused on capturing that right angle and making sure this and that." He goes, it's not what you think, it's just not what you think. But he did say when we got done filming the scene you looked at that relates to my birthday,
Mhm.
Mhm.
he said, "Wow, that gave me a boner." I said,
Baby.
Yeah, I think
Baby.
that one time it did happen. I laid down after like on that bed. I'm like, I said, I'm sorry, y'all, and because because like it was like I felt it up, and I'm like, you know what? I said, I'm sorry, I got hard. I apologize because
I'm sure they took it as a compliment because
they did.
we did.
She did.
I was like thrilled when my husband said that he got a boner from filming and watching us do our scene. I was like, wow, that
Well,
made me feel so good.
It's
it's
nice,
because it's because
especially when you know how focused they are on the like the actual creation of the product, you know? You're
Hmm.
like, yes, I distracted him enough.
no, because
Yeah.
like everybody always try to see if they can break me, quote unquote, and get me to break whatever because I'm so dang on focused. And like when I told them that they like one of them was really excited, this one right here, was really excited, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, just give me a minute, because like
Give me a
it's
minute. I
it's
like
it's a quick little like, and I told them I said you will see like a quick little like a little jerk for no reason. Like I can tell you exactly where it was, or exactly I know I got hard, like really bad. And I'm like, I had to take a step back because I didn't want to be, too close, and I know that it's up all the way. And I'm like, and I'm like just thinking in my head, okay, I want to not get as close as I normally get because I feel that it's all the
Mhm.
way up right now. And it was like toward the three-fourths part of it. So it was toward the end. But it was a really good visual, of
Mhm. That was a very good ending.
yeah, and yeah, then I'm like, okay, my bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I apologize. I'm sorry. Like
well, like I said, I'm sure they took it
they did,
a
but it's
compliment. So I don't
they
think they
did,
need
but it was just
to
like
worry about
it was just like that one time, like
He's like, you broke me.
it.
It
Yeah.
it
happened.
broke me.
No, like it finally happened. We finally broke. But Mindy, what about you? Is there any like scene that is the most memorable that you've had, or something that like was so funny you had to break character?
Well, yeah, I had to break character on this one scene, which didn't realize it because I don't ever watch my scenes
Hmm.
after I film them, but this was when I was doing production work and I filmed a scene for Dyked. And
Hmm.
it's kind of an iconic scene. I've had so many of my fans say, "Oh my God, I love this scene." So I'm gonna recreate it again
Yeah.
in production. But anyways, I did this scene with Ariel Faye, and I was like the sex therapist. She was her parents hired me to kind of whip her into shape a little bit, right? And so it's a really kind of cool, different scene for me because it wasn't the stepmom. I was more in the dominating role, but I'm a sensual dom. There's a big difference, right? I'm a sensual dom. But anyway, so in this scene, I was using a strap on, and one of the positions I was behind her. I could not get the dildo in her pussy. It just wasn't
Yeah.
the height of me and where she was at, and obviously I can't feel anything, right? It's a dildo, and so I had break hair. I was like, I can't get it in her. We have to cut. Or whatever it was. I
Yeah.
said really quick like that. They left it in. Either the editor didn't catch it, or they thought, well, this is cool. So, you know, sometimes that happens where you break character and, something's not working or going the way you want it to go. And it's funny because I've had several fans say, I loved that part. It showed your real kind of milfiness, getting kind
I
of
I think I
frustrated.
think I think I would love that too. I'm not gonna
I mean,
lie.
the guy was filming to my left, and I'm standing up, trying to get it in, and I'm like, I said, I can't get it in. I can't,
I can't get it in. That's how some guys feel, you know? That's how
Honestly,
some guys feel.
that I think that because like one is relatable,
Hmm.
and two is like that is so cute.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
Exactly.
Because like
That
I think that's
frustration
there's only
walking.
been like something like that took me completely out, but it was
Mhm.
only because the gentleman who was recording is in the damn mirror recording, and they left it in. And I understand like they can't go back and edit him out because it was a production company, or whatever. But he's in the damn mirror recording,
Oh,
and like he's getting the girls perfectly,
yeah.
but the mirror is in him
It's
too.
showing
So
him. Right.
and it's like no one wants to see you in your gray shirt, man. And you're not
Your
supposed to be
camera.
there, and they supposed to be sneaking in here like before the wedding, and get a one last text before they can't anymore, supposedly. And now I'm out to sing completely because you were in your gray shirt. I remember it was gray because it bothered me. It bothered me. It
Did
bo
bother you.
it bothered me because the
Yeah.
scene
Well,
was
also, I feel like photographers usually wear black shirts, you know? They usually have this thing where they're always wearing a black t-shirt and black pants. I
well.
feel like
It was
I do that so
his was
often.
gray.
Maybe the
His
gray
just
was
was gray. It
memorable.
just I don't know. It's because the build up for it was so good. It was such a good scene up until I seen him in his gray shirt.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
breaking that fourth wall for you.
That wall should have been never been broken. That third, like I know. Anywho, I'm sorry. That's hilarious. I think I would enjoy that too because it just shows your true character. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was trying so hard to just do that position and I just was struggling, and
I mean,
yeah, they left it. But you know what? I honestly think that they just missed it because they also left in same scene. They also left in the person filming it. It was one camera, person filming. They also left in him saying out loud, "Move your hand," to
Oh.
Ariel. Her hand was in a certain spot where it was covering, uh,
Mhm.
something, and he said, "Move your hand," and they left that in too. So I think that they just literally just didn't listen to it all the way through or watch it. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
they
I've
probably
And,
I've
missed
and
seen a
I
few
had
it.
fans
things.
say that that is what upset them was hearing his voice. It wasn't me going, "I can't get it in." it was it was him saying, "Move your hand."
Yeah.
So
Because
and I can
I
understand
think,
that because it was a girl scene. Nobody wants to hear a guy talking.
I have
yeah.
seen a few scenes where you can hear the director directing, and it's
Mhm.
like there's like if I'm recording someone, I try to like give them a signal, like with my other hand,
Mhm.
whatever, to do something, whatever. But like, yeah, like hearing another gentleman is like, ugh,
Yeah.
I like it's like I know you're there. I know
I,
like more than likely it's a
you don't want to
gentleman
be
dude,
reminded.
but
Exactly.
I don't want to know you're there.
Yeah.
Like like get off my TV, you know.
Right. So that's why I figure when I start doing the filming,
Mhm.
and I'm behind the camera, if someone hears my voice, by accident because I missed the edit, not such a bad, thing to hear because they're hearing me,
Exactly.
they're
We'll
hearing
hear that
Yeah.
sultry voice.
right,
And I
right.
want to say this,
I
like
feel like some people would be like, yeah, tell me what to do.
Yeah.
one huge thing about me, and this is just gonna go out to Brie Mills. Like, I feel that when a woman is directing, like I can do so much because I know what I like,
Mhm.
but from a woman's perspective of her doing the directing and recording, like there's such a different viewpoint because y'all more so know, since you know your body's more, you
Mm.
know a better position to get certain things and make it look so much better. And that's why I believe like, and I'm using Brie Mills as an example, she does so well because she is a lesbian woman who knows or bisexual. I don't know her like whatever. That knows exactly what to capture, you know.
Mm.
And I know like via what you've everything you told me, I know when you eventually do step behind the camera and make it your main focus and make it your own production, that it's going to be freaking fantastic. You
Mhm.
know?
Absolutely. I love when especially girl content is created by women for women,
Right,
you
right.
know.
Right. I'm gonna dabble in it in January. I'm gonna go to Avian again. I haven't been since 2018. So I'm gonna make an appearance again. I'm excited about it. I've had a lot of fans, say, when are you gonna come back to Avian? So I'm finally gonna do that again. And while I'm out there, I'm gonna be bringing Mia Simone is coming as well with me. She's gonna walk the red carpet with me and all that good stuff. And I'm
Ooh,
gonna film a scene of her and Eva Long. Eva Long is someone that's a personal friend of mine, and we work really well together, and we've done a lot together. So, anyways, the three of us have a custom video through one of my fans that we're gonna do. And so while we're all together, I said, "Hey, I want to film the two of you." And I've already got the story. I've got it already all figured out. I'm very excited. It'll be kind of my first time dabbling in the directing and producing of the scene. So
Y'all hear that? Y'all hear that, y'all?
that'd
This
be
is
so
this is
awesome.
gonna be recorded in a few weeks, and you just know like when it's recorded, it's gonna be something fire,
Mhm.
fire.
yeah.
Will you be at a booth or will you just be at the red carpet?
Yes, actually, I'm going to be in the AVN booth on Friday. That's Friday the 25th, I think is what it is. So I'll be in the AVN booth signing autographs from 2 to 4 is my time slot. Uh,
Okay.
Yep, and possibly the loyal fans booth too. Still waiting to hear on that, but yeah, so I am going to be there to meet the fans and stuff at the expo, and then also walk the red carpet and do those festivities as well. And then while I'm out there, I'm going to be shooting with Kelsey Kane. I'm going to be shooting some stuff with her, and Rebel Lynn and I are going to get together. Rebel Lynn and I shot a scene for Girlsway when she first got in the industry. I think she was 18 or 19. So we got tagged on X for something, and I thought, I've had a lot of people mention I would love to see you with Rebel Lynn again. So kind of reached out to each other and we talked. So we're gonna get together one day while I'm out there. I'm gonna be there for a whole week, and we're gonna film some stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that while I'm out there. But I am excited to go back to Avian because it has been a long time. It's been a long time, and it's just feeling good to go back again. I thought when I
Yeah.
last went, like, okay, that's it, I'm never going again. And but now I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to AVN again. So
I
yeah,
love Kelsey Kane. She's a sweetheart, so that should be a really 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 good thing.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Plus, getting to reconnect with some old friends is
That's
definitely a
right.
plus.
That's right. And it's been a while, I guess, since I've seen it, everybody. And because I don't do the production work anymore, I don't see the girls and the women that I knew, that are still doing it. I don't see anybody anymore,
Yeah.
unless,
Especially
we
you don't go to
collaborate.
conventions. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hmm.
like
Right.
I've never been to an AVN in my life. I need to go
Wow.
to like yeah like the thing is like I like because it's in Vegas.
Yeah, where are you at
I
again?
live in LA.
Oh, well, that's not far.
It's not
Right. It's
far.
not far, but like, I don't know.
It's not
I'm still trying
far.
to convince him. Like, come on.
It's
Maybe
Yeah,
I
not
can
far.
go.
this
It's
guy, I
not
mean, that's
far.
that's a quick drive for
It's
you.
not far, but like usually when I'm recording somebody, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not
Mhm.
getting paid to, record people. And it's like, so I'm not like if I go there and I'm recording someone, I'm not getting paid to be there. I'm just there,
Right.
because I'm just because I like to record because people would shoot in my home, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, cool, just use one of my rooms, whatever. I can help you, whatever. And I'm not getting paid to be there, so I never go. I mean, I've been nominated for an AVN or two, um, or three or something like that. I don't know anymore. I've been nominated for a few AVNs, but it's like I know that I'm not going to win.
Right.
So
I know that
I
feeling. I've been nominated too, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to win, but that's all right. It's nice to at least be nominated.
yeah,
That's all I
I,
ever
I
wanted.
I enjoy the nomination. Like I know for a fact I have at least like six in my lifetime, six foreign nominations in my lifetime, and I'm okay with that. And it's like okay, like no one can take that from me.
Right.
They can't
Right.
go back and say, well. Well, Rockstar, we don't like you no more, so we're gonna take back your nomination. It's too late now. It's on
Yeah,
paper. It's on wax. You
that's
know.
right.
Too late now, for real.
Well, I would love to, meet you in person. So just know I'm going this year. It's been a long time, and so I encourage you to come out and show yourself. And
Well,
uh,
I know. This year that like, if I could, it wouldn't be this coming one because I will have a house full of people who are going to be recording
oh,
all week long. Like I was
Mhm.
telling someone last night, like they have at least like five. Like that I know that Friday someone's recording, that Saturday someone's gonna be recording, like that Wednesday someone might record, you know. Come
mm,
on, one person because I have a feeling that's what they're gonna do.
Oh,
Um, huh?
see, you need to create a timesheet or something, so we can go in and sign up for a certain time block, so
Oh,
I
I'm
can
talking about
schedule my
you.
videos too.
I'm talking about you.
Oh, yeah, okay. At least you know because there's a lot I'm going to be filming at his place.
Yeah,
mm.
And I know a couple other friends that are planning to film there too. So I'm just like, yes.
yeah. I was telling
Make sure
someone,
you
yeah,
don't forget my time slots.
yeah. So yeah, so my
Are
house.
you going, Sarah, to ABN?
No, I will not be going to ABN. I did go last year,
Okay.
but I figured I'll take a break from that this year and then go to X3.
Hmm.
Just because last year I ended up going, what was it? Ended up being there for 3 weeks. So that just was too much travel time for me.
That's
I
a
was
lot.
like so burnt out. And I was like, you know what? That is not a great way to start the year.
Right.
So I was like, let's start the year where the first 2 weeks I kind of focus more on what I want,
Mhm.
try to focus on essentially or my self improvement, stuff like that, my own content, making sure everything's up to par so I can start the year off strong. And then, after that 2 weeks, like I'll go to X3, I'll go and start filming stuff and really pushing out there.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, maybe next year.
Yeah, definitely be there next year for sure.
So
Yeah.
But
really,
I do go to the exoticas pretty often. So maybe we'll stumble upon each other
Maybe
one
we'll
of
go,
those.
yeah. I've only been to one, and it was in the one in New Jersey, and that was
Ooh.
back in 2015 that I went to that.
Ooh.
And that's the only one I ever went to, believe it or not. But I am going to be moving to the East Coast in a few more months, and so I'm thinking I might do the XBiz Miami at some point, since
Ooh.
I'll be over that direction. I'll be in Georgia, so
I've only I only went to Expo Miami because I just happened to be there, like
mm,
in Florida during that for something completely different. I just happened to be in Miami, and like I could only go to the events, like the night events. I couldn't go to the actual conventions. And then like when I was at one of the night events, somebody was like, "Bro, can you never recorded me before, so can you record me?" And I ended up having to. I was actually going to go to the events that next day because I was free that
Mhm.
day, and I ended up, recording somebody have sex rather than going to the actual event. This is something
how
that
kind of you.
Right? That was the girl on the balcony that you filmed, right?
that was yeah.
Yeah. See, like, might as well miss the event to film a girl on the balcony. Like, how
Yeah,
often does that happen?
way more than you actually think.
No,
Yeah, it sounds
because,
like people are always asking him, "Hey, can you film?" So,
true, but I feel like in LA, the balconies just don't look the same as they do
Yeah,
in my.
this is
No,
Miami, yeah.
exactly. So I was like, that's your opportunity. Take it.
But yeah, so there's that. But I don't know. Like I know, like I've only been to two Exoticas, and they both were in LA. Anything in LA is more is like 98% chance that I'll go to it. Like
right.
XRCO, I'm definitely gonna be there this year because I'm one of the sponsors. So I'm definitely gonna be there this year. But every other year, like I may show up to stuff if it's in a different
Mhm.
state.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
question. So you were telling us about what you plan to record and one you just released on your birthday. What else have you released in December that just came out? Because this is like early parts of January. So what all have you released in December that we should be looking out for?
Well, I was able to finally go on a dream vacation that I had wanted to do my whole life, go to Italy. So in September last year, I went to Italy for 3 weeks. And while I was there, I decided, or one of the places I stayed at, because I was hopping around all those weeks, they had a really nice bathtub. This one bathroom was just gorgeous, and I thought I should I should film something. So I did. So I did a scene in a beautiful bathroom in Italy in a bathtub, and it's a stepmom themed one.
Mhm.
That one I released in December, and then also because of the whole stepmom thing, there's a stepmom Christmas video that I released, where I was, the naughty stepmom wearing the Christmas hat and all that good stuff. Trying to think what else I released. Typically, what I do is I release usually two girl scenes within the month. I typically release 6 to 8 scenes a month.
Okay.
There, and two of them are usually girl. A couple of them are taboo stepmom, and a couple are just kind of solo milfy, you know. Or maybe it might be a scenario where I'm the naughty neighbor or something, or
Oh,
a naughty step aunt or something like that. So, um, yeah. So, but the Italy bathtub one I thought was pretty cool. It's a nice, short, sweet, simple one, but a good one. And I was in Italy, so I think that's pretty cool.
that just sounds amazing because I've
Yeah.
never been there, and I can just imagine. Like I've seen foreign bath like tubs, and they look so majestic. So I just think that's just gonna be look. It just looks so fantastic. Let's check.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody, go check that out.
Yeah. Check that one
Go
out
check
too.
that out
I'm a little
after
fan.
yeah, go back and check that out and tip her more, say this was great, you know, show her
Thank you.
love for it.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, and since it is a new year, what are the top three like scenes that you filmed in 2024?
Mm. Top three scenes 2024.
Wanted to give you a hard one there.
Right, you did. You did. Are we talking girl?
Anything. This is
Any of them, anything.
Okay. I'm gonna go with uh I'm gonna go with what am I gonna go with here? Eva Long and I filmed an hour-long scene that includes strap-on fucking, me fucking her, her fucking me, in addition to all the other yummy lesbian stuff. We released it into 3 parts because it was an hour scene. So we did part 1, 2, and 3. So I would say that's definitely one of the ones for 2024 that was great.
Yeah.
Obviously, the one on my birthday is a highlight for me, based on the true story of how we met. And also, I released part 2 of lesbian professor Mindy Mink. So I had done part 1 in 2023 with a girl named Ivy Manhattan. And I released part 2 basically almost exactly a year later. And I've been getting really good reviews on those because, again, I think the fantasy of having a professor and a college girl, it's just, I have a lot of college girl fans. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
A lot. And so them being able to kind of put themselves in that role, I think.
I want to throw something out there really quick. I said a scenario earlier that was similar to what you just said, and I did not know that scene existed. So that's just hilarious to
I
me.
know. I know. Maybe when you said that, I thought, oh yeah, the lesbian professor Mindy Mink. That was yeah,
I
part 1 and part 2. Both available on my Loyal Fans video store, so check that out. But I would say
brilliant,
those,
brilliant minds.
That's
yes,
right. Really minds think alike. I feel like the entire like schoolgirl or like professor niche is like it. I feel like everyone's into it in one way or another, you know,
mm-hmm.
whether they imagine themselves being that submissive, like that student or being the more dominant professor, like telling the student what to do or punishing them for one reason or another. Like
Right.
I think we all have a little bit of those fantasies, and we may have even like crushed on a professor at some point or another.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a real fantasy. That's a real thing. And so for me to be able to kind of play that role, I find, fun and intriguing, and I know it's going to sell well too. I know it's always going to sell well. So I'm glad I was able to do part one and part two. So it worked out good.
Absolutely. Do you think there'll be a part three?
I don't know if there'll be a part three. Yeah. Actually, no, there's not going to be a part three. She's decided not to do adult work anymore, so there won't be a
Okay.
part three. But there could be a different part three with someone else. I can still be the Professor Mink, that's for sure.
Yeah,
And
because I would think of it as like a series where you're the professor, and then each episode is just a different
yeah,
different
a
special
different,
guest or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, for sure. I think that that's a good way to look at it because I don't want to get rid of that character, so to speak, because
Mm.
it's such a popular character for me. And so, yeah, I think I just am going to be the naughtiest professor on the campus and bring in all these young little cuties and take good care of them, have them take good care of me too. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And
You want
I
to
mean,
be my
even,
student,
yeah,
Sarah?
I would love to be a student. I mean, you can also just mention that your previous student graduated, something
That's
like
good.
it just
Yeah,
makes it like
that's a good idea. Yeah.
like, oh, I'm looking for a new student to mentor.
Right.
Time
That's,
for the new
that's a
class.
good thought. Thank you for that. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have ideas, but I don't always have the storyline.
Right. Right. You know what I found though? I mean, at least for me, maybe I'm just fortunate like this, but if I just have the basic concept of, okay, this is a scene between a professor and a
Mhm.
college student, a lot of the girls that I'll film with, I'm like, let's not try to pre-plan too much. Let's just ad lib. Let's just let
Absolutely.
it flow. Let it just naturally happen. For
Mhm.
me, I think it's more authentic that way for the viewer, and it just is more authentic and real for me too. If I just feed off of your energy and you feed off of mine, and let's just see where it goes. I think you're probably overthinking it too much. And
Yeah.
I think you need to just kind of not overthink it so much and just get into the person that you're working with. You know the basic concept of the story. And trust me, I think if you trust yourself, actually, the dialogue will come and the where what you're going to do with each other will just naturally flow. I don't think you have to have it all planned out. I think there's something
Yeah.
very magical about it. Let it flow. Let it just be natural and authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. I can see that because I feel like my a lot of my films is like I have a general like idea or reason as to why I'm there, you know?
Hmm.
And like I'll think about how I want my story to end. And then I
Hmm.
kind of just turn on the camera, and sometimes it's like I may have to do my intro a few times just to figure out where I'm getting.
Sure.
But once I get past the introduction, I just go and go with that flow, just show off my sensuality. And I do
Uh,
feel like sometimes I overthink that storyline, that plot, because it's like you want it to be perfect.
yeah.
But it's like sometimes for videos, it's not always perfection. It's that raw emotion, that raw like that you that they want to see.
That
Yeah.
is so true. That is so true. So yeah, I think yeah, if you just allow yourself to just kind of relax a little bit more, I think it'll show, and like I said, the viewers will see a difference versus it kind of all being so staged and methodical, or you know what I mean? Like, because I know ahead of time, like when I'm working with someone, I'll say, I think it'd be nice if we did this and this and this, but let's have that in the back of our minds, but not be married to it. Let's
Yeah.
just see where we naturally kind of gravitate and how we do what we do with each other. It doesn't have to be all pre-planned. That's probably why I liked working for Girlfriends Films so much, because Dan O'Connell was very much into, I'm not going to say a word. Like he was very sure about what he wanted for the dialogue scenes and how he wanted that to sound and look. But once it came to the bedroom or the sex scene part, he was like, just whatever you girls want to do, just do it. And he just was quiet the whole time. There was never, I want to see this position and that position and say this and say that. It was really just whatever you girls feel, you know.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so I liked that style, so I guess I've just carried that with me, even filming and producing my own girl content. I'm just kind of, we kind of talk about it a little bit, but for the most part, I'm like, let's just start filming. Stop thinking.
Yeah.
You
Just,
don't
I
think
get
about it, just go.
yeah, just go.
exactly.
Because you can really hold yourself back and hang yourself up if you overthink and you're too concerned about what are we going to say? What are we going to do? And, it just, and then, like I said, I think that shows, and the viewers
Mhm.
feel and see that. So, yeah, just
Right.
relax a little more, Sarah.
Thank you for the tip. It's definitely going to be a great way to level up in 2025, you know?
Mhm.
And I do think it is kind of time to wrap up. So why don't you go ahead and let the viewers know where they can find you? You can give as many or as little links or social medias as you want to, but this is your time.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for having me. It's been a pleasure to speak with you both. And
You were
I'm excited
fantastic.
about this new year, 2025. It's going to be a great year. But basically, I'm going to keep it really simple for everybody. Just go to Mindy Mink, MindiMink.com. It's my link tree that takes you to my OnlyFans, loyal fans, clip stores, Cameo, all that stuff.
Mm.
So MindyMink.com. I have membership websites, and then I have, like a subscription, and then I also have all the clip stores, and then loyal fans, only fans, that kind of thing. So just go to MindyMink.com, and you can find me, X, Instagram, all of it.
Perfect. It was so awesome to meet you. Hopefully, I can meet you in person one of these days.
That would be great.
Sadly, not AVN, but maybe hopefully X3 or one of the following ones.
That would be great. I
Um,
would love
for
to. Yeah.
sure, it was so amazing
Oh,
having you
where they
as
can find you real quick, Sarah? Don't forget.
yes. So you guys can find me on iamsarahLace.com. Thank you so much for being our first episode of the year.
Thank you for having me, and I'm excited to start this new year, and just I'm excited about the future. So thank you again for having me. Appreciate
Be
it.
well, everybody. We'll see
And
you all
thanks to all
next
my
week.
fans out there that will be watching this. I should give a shout out to my fans. Thank you to my fans who are so loyal and so good to me. And I know you guys are excited to be able to finally see this episode. And
We love
thank
you,
you
Mink
to each and
Crew.
every one of you that have been.
We love you,
Yes, we
Mink
love you,
Crew.
Mink Crew.
I like that mink crew. I like that. Yes, I do love my mink crew.
You can find us at Double Ravenfist on Instagram, ravenfist.com. This is everything that we do. And Ravenfist on X and on Blue Sky. I'm at Raw Star, RAWSTARR. We will see you all next week. Be well to each other, be wonderful, and Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year.